Alright, so I got this mower sometime last year, and right now it doesn't start at all, so just look at it. Alright, so it has fuel in there, and I think the carburetor is probably really old, but if it is old, then it's something that we'll have to replace, and then after that it should start. So let's get started. Take this one screw off. Remember to take a look at your air filter too. It's a little dirty. Actually, it's pretty good. Take this top screw off. The birds are really loud today, so it's probably a really good thing to hear. Make sure to keep these things together. Alright, got 2 screws here. Go ahead and take those off. Alright, so now that we got this part removed, there's a gasket right here. Yeah, it's pretty brittle. So yeah, take that out, replace it, and get a new one with a new package. The other thing I decided to remove was these screws to the top cover. And it just pops right off, just 2 of them. Take the cover off so you can get access to the parts surrounding the carburetor. Now I did drain the fuel out too, so that when I disconnect this fuel line running to the carburetor, nothing won't spill out. Now there's probably some fuel in there, but won't have to worry about too much. What I forgot to say initially was that when you take the air filter out in these 2 bolts, make sure you use a number 8 on there, a number 8 socket. And for the 3 bolts holding this carburetor down, make sure you use a 10 millimeter socket. Alright, I retract my previous statement about the 3 bolts holding this carburetor down. It's actually 2, and it pops off. So now that you got this off, now you have to disconnect these lines and start working this out. Well, at least I'll be figuring out. Alright, so this screw right here connects to this portion of the carburetor, and then you can use a 7 millimeter to pull this out, to unscrew it. It doesn't pull out, well actually it does, but it seats right inside, and then it screws into this portion of the carburetor, which holds it in place. And then start working your fingers to remove. There's going to be some fuel coming out, so here we go. Now I did clean this before. It's a little bit clean. It's a little bit clean, but that's because I did clean it and it still didn't work and start all that well. So it's actually not bad looking. So it's probably cruddy in the inside, but this is probably the original carburetor. So we'll just get rid of it and put a new one in. It only cost it 13 bucks. Alright, what we have now is our brand new carburetor. Make sure you get your old one and kind of take a look and see if there's a big difference, and so they match up. Yeah, the ports are still the same. Top ends are the same. Yeah, so everything schematic wise it's the same, so we'll see how this works out. Also have the hardware, well, not really hardware, but the parts that go with this carburetor, the O-ring and the gasket. So we'll replace the O-ring that seats up against the mower, replace that so it has a good seal on it, and then we'll get on installing this. Alright, there we go. O-ring, brand new, brand spanking new. Alright, so you got your lines here. Make sure to still connect it to the spring. Everything's the same as it was. And then go ahead and get your brand new carburetor. There we go. Now let's seat it up really good. Well, it won't stay on there until you get your 2 bolts on there. Make sure before you fasten this down, make sure that this there's a little opening right here where this valve opens, and you want to make sure that this portion right here, right there, seats right in that hole, so that when a mower does operate, it's an auto choke, so you don't have to manually do that, but just make sure it seats in there so that it can operate the valve to open. All right, let's get our 2 bolts. All right, whatever you do, I think it's like what, 10 foot-pounds or 12 foot-pounds of torque. Just don't over tighten it. Just tighten it to where it's just nice and snug, and then give it like one little quarter turn, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to make it over. You don't have to make it super tight. You don't want to strip the bolt out. And then tighten it down with your 7mm socket. All right, now next, connect your fuel line. You don't really have any fuel, good thing. And you're supposed to take this off, the clamp, but it just slides in like normal. I'll just have to replace it later. But for all video purposes, replace the clamp. Slides in like a champ. All right, so next, go ahead and get your gasket. It's already molded to where this will fit perfectly in place. Not too hard, and you don't have to put no sealing around or nothing. Just leave it as it is, and then apply it back to your carburetor. All right, make sure you connect your hose back up. Man, the birds are really singing today. Go ahead and put your bolts right back in here. You don't have to hand tighten these. I mean, just get them in there enough to where this will stop moving. Just kind of hand screw them in there. Get your 8mm socket. You don't have to be super tight. There we go. Remember, not too tight. You just don't want it to be loose. This. Yeah, this is not bad. This mower is pretty good. I never had one like this really. However, I started doing this as a hobby, so I actually have a little bit of knowledge of working on stuff. I worked on my car. I had to do that because I had no choice. I wasn't rich, didn't have money, and I had to, take that shit and figure it out myself. And over time, I just kind of developed a knowledge of how things work. And thirst for knowledge is always a must. You want to be able to expand your horizons and get yourself prepared so that when you don't have money and you got stuff breaking down on you, that you have the knowledge and the confidence to be able to do what you need to do. Because automotive repairs and stuff like this is pretty pricey. Alright, so get your cover and your screw. Slide it back into place. Should screw in like nothing. It's supposed to. Alright, there we go. It's not supposed to pop out, but there we go, we got it now. Now let's put some gas in. And the birds are really active today. I'm gonna pour too much because in case we have a malfunction, then at least I don't have too much to drain out. So good old gasoline. I changed the oil, I changed the spark plug, changed the air filter, and one thing I did do on this mower is I worked on the little transmission down here, put a new serpentine belt, well, not a serpentine belt, just a regular turn belt. And then I replaced these wheels, which they were badly damaged and they were warped. So the pinion gears weren't able to wrap around the inner insides of this wheel. So I replaced that. And so I done a lot of work, and then it just stopped working on me all of a sudden. And I just figured it might have been the carburetor. In addition to replacing that transmission belts and everything, I also had to replace the line on here as well. This one right here, I had to replace this, so about 20 bucks. So I did a lot of work on this mower, but let's quit talking, man. Let's see if it starts now. So with this particular model mower, like I said, there's no primer button, there's no choke, it's an auto choke. So all you have to do is just pull the string and put some gas in there. So the line is good. The reason why this won't start is because this right here, nothing's holding this down. See, it just pops off. That doesn't allow the mower to be able to start. So just gonna have to find a way to get this to stay down. I'll have to buy some brand new holder or something. Let's see what it looks like. I don't know. Figure it out. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll try to see if I can replace that. But the mower works, the carburetor works on it, and we'll be mowing with it. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Tell me what you think, and always wear gloves. Wear your gloves. Petroleum products do cause cancer. So anyways, you have a good one.